Namaste, this is JB and Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics and Statistics in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module concept of population and sample, and this module is a part of the course Biostatistics under the program of MSc NND, MSc Biotechnology, MSc Microbiology, MSc FST, first semester of the university. This course of biostatistics is very important part of the program MSc and the other courses of the universities, and biostatistics is just related the subject of statistics with the biological phenomena, biological experiments, and in this we study about various biological concepts, and this subject deals the study of the statistics with biological experiments and biological phenomena, and consisting of some basic statistical objectives, and with the testing of hypothesis and the other concepts related with this mathematical and statistical objectives, like correlation and regression and probability distributions, and testing of hypothesis and various tests, various distributions. So today's session, which is the concepts of population and sample, and this is a very important part of the testing of hypothesis and sampling procedures. This test, this concept of the population and sample is very useful for the purpose of various analysis of the large mass, which is called the population, and is useful also for the purpose of the research objectives, where we have to just justify our results of experiments or the other surveys with survey and the other such like the experimental things and the other concepts. So initially just we understand what is meaning of population and sample, and what are their importances. Population means just simply it is a set of group of individuals. It can be understand because population that can be understood like it is a mass of various mass of large like people or the objects. So it is a set of the it is a set or it is a group of the individuals. So a population may be finite or may be infinite. So a population can be considered as a finite or infinite, but in the general concepts we can take the population as a very large mass, so it can be taken as a infinite population rather than the finite population. And the sample is a subset of the population, means just it is a subset, it is a small part of the our population. And why is the sample is important to taken? And the sample is just is taken from the population to study and analysis of to analysis of population. Like suppose if we want to analysis the earnings of the employee, the earnings of the employee of a company, and company is a MNC, means the multinational company. so having so many employees, so it is considered, it can be just treated a difficult task to just the analysis of per capita income for the employees of this company. And just it can be done by a simple way, by the procedure of sampling. Just we can take a small sample of the company employees, of the employees of company, and we can now analysis this set this sample with the same characteristics as just we want to analysis for the population. Like if we draw a sample and we analysis the per capita income of the employees of this sample, then this will be helpful for us to analysis the whole population. So that is the concept of the sample and the population. And what is sampling? The sampling, which is very important part of the statistical phenomena, and the testing of hypothesis, and just analysis for various results. So sampling is that method. Simply, sampling is the procedure of selection of a sample from the given population. So means how can we select a sample from the population? This process is known as simply the sampling. And sampling is a very important part of this process for the analysis of population, because sampling can be done by the various methods and various samplings, the probability and the non-probabilistical samplings are possible. So these are the different methods by which we can do the sampling. And after the sampling means just when we select our sampling process, and then we have to just use the test by which we have to we have to check or we have to find our result for the population. And various tests can be done for this sampling procedure, and various tests can be done for this testing of our hypothesis. So this means these are the parts of the population and sample, and why these are just important. So the numerical or we can say just the statistical constants by which just we can test our the population with the sample. These are called our parameters and statistic. So these statistical constants from the population by which we analysis our population from the sampling procedure, these statistical constants are known as the parameters, the parameter, and these belong to the population, while the such statistical constants taken from the sample are known as the statistic, and these are used, these are same as similar to the parameter taken from the population, and these are used to our required result to analysis the population. Then the concept of the statistical distribution will come, and now we have to just understand what kind of a statistical distribution is applicable. Then the other definitions, other concepts, are also important for this process of testing of hypothesis and the sampling procedures. The various definitions like critical region and the level of significance. So these are the very important parts of this concept also. So this just we have mentioned level of significance. Level of significance is that level of the level of the it is the probability level, and if below which the statistic comes, then our null hypothesis will be rejected, and so below which the if the this we are understanding the concept of the level of significance, and that is a part of the probability level below which the null hypothesis is rejected, and above this the null hypothesis is accepted. So these are the various concepts of the sampling and sampling procedures, and just the sampling procedures consist of the two primary definitions of population and sample, and as well as the with example of this population and sample, and we take some slides for this also. So here the concept of the population is given that the whole group of the units from which a sample is to be selected is technically termed as population, and suppose population for this study consists of 1609 secondary school teachers of Durg district of Chittorgarh. So it means the population consists of 1609 secondary teachers of this district, and sampling is the simply the process of learning about the population on the basis of a sample drawn from it, as we have just told that sample is a small subset of this population. So population, and for the analysis of this population, and a sample of 114 of the universe, that means the population, that means the secondary school teachers is taken, and it will represent the whole mass, and the results have been drawn. The essence of the sampling is the selection of a part, that means a sample from the whole population, in order to make inference about the whole. And now what is sample? Just we have explained that a sample means definitely a subset of the population, and which is used for analysis of population. And there are two types of studies of population related to research. One is parametric and second is non-parametric method. In social sciences, from the practical and theoretical points of view, study by the non-parametric method is simple and easy and economic and valid. So the non-parametrical methods are comparatively just easier and as well as economical, and samples from the basis of the non-parametric method, and the procedure of sampling from this method, non-parametric method, is also similar to that, means these are also easier, economical, and they give the valid results. According to Kurlinger 1964, sampling is taking any portion of a population or the universe as representative of the whole population, and Good and Hatt in 1952 point out that sample, as the name applies, is a small representation of a large whole. According to Young 1963, a statistical sample is a miniature picture or the cross section of the entire group or the aggregate from which the sample is taken. So different statisticians and the mathematicians have given their own definitions to understand the concept of the sample and the population, and like Young has explained that it can be considered as a miniature picture or the cross section of the entire population or aggregate from which the sample is taken. So that means the sample is a subset of the part of the population, and it is important for this sampling procedure. And students are advised to understand this concept with understand this topic with concept, and just attempt or just try to solve the various objective questions, and take some descriptive questions as well for these topics, like population and sample. And because these questions, objective questions as well as the subjective questions, will also be asked in the competitive examinations. So with this I am concluding my today's session. Thank you.